Ah, Otto. I was just watching this video by the YouTuber Everything Always. This man appears to be a sort of beta male of a retard. However, I will get into that a lot more after this clip from the video itself.
On to say, it's the first time I go, hey Kevin, do you even have a plan? Your plan was Eternals and Shang-Chi? That was your plan? And Black Widow? So they close the door, Chris Evans says goodbye, Robert Downey Jr. says goodbye, Black Widow falls off a cliff and says goodbye. They almost lose Tom Holland to Sony, but you're a genius, Marvel. You're a genius. Now, aside from sounding extremely childish and petty in a sort of way that's ridiculous out of Rob...
I'd just like to point out, and here is my complaint concerning Mr. Everything Always. The word petty, and additionally the word childish. And here's my complaint. And the thing is, there's no such thing as petty. The only people that use the word petty are mature, pretentious retards that are just completely anti-complaint and think you should get rid of your childhood and think you should man up and not criticize. So, from this 10-second clip by Everything Always, the 10 seconds of the video, Everything Always is mature little twat. And this can also be mentioned, this could also be applied to the word childish for that reason. It is mature, pretentious, it has no justification. The man is complaining, the man this guy, Everything Always, is talking about is, of course, justified. The man is complaining about, complaining against Marvel because Marvel has the stupidity to kill off its characters as to increase drama. Of course, I for one am not against Marvel killing off its characters for the purposes of drama, provided, of course, it is done well. That is one of those things about killing off your characters in movies or something. You can pull it off, provided it is done well, and in Marvel it was done pretty well. You haven't actually killed Captain America, as the man is just old, and could return if they were made immortal and their genes were altered, so maybe you could bring back Captain America thanks to genetic engineering, so they're no longer old. Meanwhile, there are two people that can be the new Captain America. There's Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, there's Falcon. They killed off Black Widow, even though there's a prequel coming up. However, Matt Patz says Black Widow, the Black Widow that died, might not actually be the real Black Widow. Or there might be a person to replace Black Widow. For me, Marvel killing off its characters isn't really all that bad. However, the man is making a complaint, and the YouTuber Everything Always is against complaint by mocking it by being a mature little twat. Everything Always is being a mature, twatty child. Yes, child, not childish, but a child. Because people that are mature are basically everything they hate. About a person who is mature is fundamentally everything they mock about people they think of as immature. Well, not immature. People that are mature are pathetic, as they are anti-emotion and anti-childhood, and they think you should always get rid of the past, and they always prefer things like forgiveness or compassion over things that are more justified, or at least most of the time far more justified, such as wrath and anger. Things that actually have passion. So, Mr. Everything Always is a mature twat, and the guy this guy is maturely mocking, the victim of the mockery, is justified. You can hate Marvel.
I felt that didn't sound like there was no Deadpool 3. It just sounded like whatever he had heard, or again not heard, because there'd be no reason to tell him what's going on, just wasn't in line with whatever his plans were for the character. And lo and behold, and as I said in the prologue, seemingly in direct response to this yesterday, coming from one of the most trusted industry insiders, in fact, Skylar Schuler, the editor-in-chief at the Diz Insider, tweeting, "Looks like Liefeld saw the Deadpool 3 production grid and saw his name wasn't attached. Liefeld has been pouting all week, and if you scroll..."
There's a word I have to go against as well, I have to point out, and that is the word pouting. And the thing about pouting is more a huff and reclusion from everybody else. The type of thing Batman would do, even among other members of the Bat family. And maybe, as opposed to pouting, this guy means the sulking. Of course, these might not be the words of Everything Always, these might be the words of a person that Everything Always is just quoting. So a different person. The word pouting, or the word which I have just forgotten, is that really a term that is justified? As a word I find it might not be, circumstantially of course, justified. Maybe in another situation, maybe more context-based, but maybe more contextual. Here I do not find it, I do not consider words like pouting as being justified. Just in case of copyright restrictions by the YouTuber, that'll be all I will show. Please comment down below in the comment section. And almost forgot, I have to show a ship from the Starship collection. This will be... Actually, no, this will be just an additional video, so that's not all that needed.